All right. We are on the air. Greetings everyone and welcome to live coverage of Orioles baseball, where tonight the Baltimore Orioles will be taking on the Toronto Blue Jays in the second game of a 4-game series at Rogers Center. How you doing everybody? It's your old pal Steve here, also known as the BirdWatcher, but people call me BW. That'll work. Whatever works for you. Welcome back, folks, here in the Charm City chat for another night of Orioles baseball as we look to build on a fine first game against the Blue Jays, a solid win last night, looking to build on it with a very preferable pitching matchup, it must be said. But we'll get into all those details in just a moment. I also want to extend a greetings to anyone that might be new to my channel. This channel just started up in time for the 2024 Orioles baseball season. It's a decision I made during the winter. I had this window of opportunity to try something new, and I'm all in. I'm all in on my Orioles. I love baseball. I love my Orioles. And I also realize that there's a lot of Oriole fans scattered all over the globe that don't have access to watch the game or maybe hear it on the radio. So that's what the idea of this channel is. I'll be doing live play-by-play and commentary and giving you some visual aids as well to help you follow along with the ball game. And along with that, we have the Charm City chat here, full of fans of Orioles baseball and baseball fans in general. And the Charm City chat, folks, you're not going to find a better place to sit around and chat it up about baseball. So feel free to subscribe to the channel. And again, when I say feel free, the emphasis is on free, because that's what it is. It's free. You just hit that subscribe button and join the BirdWatcher community. There's no commitment, no obligation, and no salesman will visit your home. No junk email. You won't be put on a list. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're helping out the channel, and it's been growing great. So happy to have you come on in. And also, folks, if you're already here in the chat right now, if you haven't done so already, I'm sure most of you have, you're regulars. Go ahead and tap that like button. I can see already. It's not matching with the total of people here. So we've got, 9 minutes before first pitch. Plenty of time to just get that little tap out of the way. Let's get those likes up quickly. Make it easier on our goal for later on in the evening. Right, so let's take a look at these starting pitching matchups we got here. I mean, I tell you what, folks, on paper, no game is automatic, and sometimes when you look at a certain matchup and you say, wow, this is one we better take down, and it's never, it's all, you got to go out there and win, all right? But what we got today is our ace, Corbin Burnes, going against one of Toronto's relief pitchers who's making a bit of an emergency spot start from out of the bullpen, Trevor Richards. Richards came up through the Marlins organization, made his debut around 2018, 2019. He was a starter when he was first called up by the Marlins. Kind of got bounced around a little bit between there, Tampa Bay, eventually arriving in Toronto a couple of years back, mainly as a reliever, but he does have some starting experience, but it's been several years, and he's had great numbers out of the pen this year. A sub-1 whip, pretty decent ERA, and but he does walk about batter every other inning. Just doesn't give up the hits. I mean, folks, take a look at that. 12 hits in 28 and a third innings. But that's something that relievers can do. Put up numbers like that. It's a whole different ball game when you're a starting pitcher. We'll see how deep Richards can get into this ball game. I'm thinking if he gets through our lineup twice, that would be a success for him. All right, let's take a look at the lineups tonight for your Baltimore Orioles. A lineup that is mostly, I would say again with Richards on the mound, we've got a lineup that's a little different than usual. Probably the biggest glaring difference is that against a right-handed starter, we're putting out 5 right-handed hitters. This is the most right-handed heavy hitting lineup we've put out against our right-handed pitcher. But I guess if we're going to do it, let's do it against a guy who's not really a starter. Let's see how it works. Gunnar Henderson will lead off and play short. Adley Rutschman will DH and bat second. Ryan Mountcastle will be at first base and hit third. Anthony Santander is the cleanup hitter. He's in right field. Jordan Westberg will bat fifth and play third. Austin Hayes is in left field batting sixth. In the center field spot is Colton Cowser hitting seventh. Connor Norby, after his Major League debut last night, he went 0 for 3. Let's root for him to get that first Major League hit. Hey, he's been bumped up one spot in the order. He'll be batting eighth tonight. And finally, James McCann will be catching and batting ninth. For the Blue Jays, you'll have Schneider in left leading off. Danny Jansen will bat second and catch. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will move from first to third base tonight and bat third. Daniel Vogelbach. We should have some more fun with him tonight. He'll be the cleanup hitter and DHing. Bo Bichette will bat fifth and play shortstop. Justin Turner, veteran acquisition from the offseason. He's in the lineup tonight playing first base. George Springer, another veteran, out in right field batting seventh. Dalton Varsho will be in center batting eighth. And why they got a guy like Vogelbach in the cleanup spot and Varsho, who leads the team in home runs, hitting eighth, I don't know. But whatever. That's what Toronto's going with. Varsho will bat eighth, play center, and finally Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will play second base and bat ninth. First pitch should now be 5 minutes away, so this is the time for me to head on over and make sure the game is up and running. And I got to set that 2-hour clock in my head. Somewhere right when my clock hits 8 a.m. on my side, I got to remember to just hit refresh on this thing so it doesn't do it to me first. I got to be out in front of this thing. All right. Looks like the game is coming up. All right. Who are these Oriole broadcasters? That's not Jim Palmer. That's not Kevin Brown. That's not Brian Roberts. That's not who are these? Who are these guys? All right. Well, we got a couple of minutes. How you doing there, Charm City chat? How you feeling? The Orioles come in tonight with a record of 38-20, including a fantastic road record of 17-8 and an even more amazing 12-4 record against division opponents. The Blue Jays, meanwhile, are 3 games under 500 and are only playing 500 ball at home. Let's take a look at Charm City chat. I might have to take my glasses off for this one. As you can see, the sun is starting to rise behind my shoulder here as we hit the 6:04 a.m. mark. Corbin Burnes is walking in from the bullpen out from the outfield. And let's see, his last time playing the Blue Jays back in May 13th, he went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits. Pretty good outing for him. Pretty Burnesy outing. Ryan, how you doing? Chris, what's going on? Steph, welcome back. Kurt, how you doing? Christina, welcome in. Christina, as well as Janet Hill, our mods here in the Charm City chat. You take care of them, they'll take care of you, folks. Don't you worry one bit. Hey, Base, how you doing? Good evening. Good evening. Did you see the pitching change we made today, Rob? I saw that you posted something on the Discord, but I'm looking at the Orioles main Twitter feed. I'm not seeing a transaction report, but Rob was reporting earlier that Julio Teheran is going to be rejoining the club, which to me would signify that maybe Suarez might. I don't know if they want to use Teheran in the pen as the long man. That'd probably be the best bet, even though Suarez does well wherever he goes. But I don't know if I can trust Teheran to start. But one way or the other, we need another righty in there. But he's not on the roster at the moment, from what I can see. Base, how you doing, Chris? Steph, Chris, is this everybody still? Matt, how you doing? Ready for some magic? Gerald, welcome on in. Robert, how you doing? Top of the morning to you. Yes, I think they will start him instead of Suarez, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know about that. Because, see, at least with Suarez, you know what you're getting with him as a starter. I mean, I will admit, I also like the idea of Suarez as being that extra righty in the pen. But I don't know. It's a tough call. Hopefully Tehran can just keep us in the ball game. We'll see how that goes. What'd you see on Google News there, Janet? That the BirdWatcher channel was the fastest growing channel on YouTube? Was it that story? Hey there, that pup chase. How about a trade for Jesus Luzardo? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got really strong pitching. I don't feel like we have to go out there and get the big name that's going to require us to return a lot of prospects. And, I get it. Luzardo's got a lot of years of control. He's one of those nice Christmas presents or whatever you want to call it. I've thought about him during the offseason as the guy. Before we signed Corbin Burnes, I was like, all right, if we're not going to go into free agency and if we're going to make a trade, Luzardo was the guy I was looking at because I didn't think Corbin Burnes was even an option. But I think with the guys that we have, I don't think we need to go out there and make a huge splash. We just need a pitcher that's maybe got some experience, got a decent track record, and maybe has a little bit of versatility where he can be in the rotation and doesn't mind maybe coming out in relief on occasion as well. He's got to be a team player. We need as much versatility as we can get. Versatility goes a long way. Yeah, this is a very right-handed. I mean, you look at batters 5 through 9, only one lefty. Colton Cowser splitting up 2 righties on either side. All right, Trevor Richards is making his final warm-up tosses. This is, again, his first start of the season. He's made 25 appearances out of the pen, a 1-0 record, an ERA of 3.18. And again, folks, has given up just 13 hits. Opponents are hitting a $138 off this guy. And off the changeup, a $102. So we got to figure out something to get hits. He also doesn't give up a whole bunch in terms of home runs, at least in his career. About 1 to 1.2 per 9 innings, which isn't too bad. All right, we're about to get started here, folks. Do I have any volume at all? Where's my volume? I hear nothing on the TV. All right, there we go. First pitch of the ball game to Gunnar Henderson's a swing and a miss, and we're underway. A fastball at 91. So there you go. That's his heater, 91 miles an hour. Henderson batting .267, 19 homers, 42 driven in. Let me get you back on over here now. This one is fouled back, and the count quickly 0-2. How we doing? K. Povich, left-handed pitcher. We got a check swing and an appeal. And, of course, they cut to the umpire before we can see what he says. But according to the pitch count now, it's a ball. No swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gunnar, who's enjoying a 6-game hitting streak at the moment. Hitting .320 during that stretch. How you doing, Shantae? He lunges that one low and away and strikes out. A changeup from Richards that just kept moving away from Gunnar. Well, there you go. Richards definitely has a few pitches in his arsenal here. Doesn't throw hard. But he's got a nice movement on these off-speed pitches. Here's Adley Rutschman. He takes upstairs for ball 1. Adley comes in tonight, batting .301. Tops on the team. 10 homers, 38 driven in. He went 1 for 5 in the opener. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike 1-1. We're just getting started, folks. Second game of 4 north of the border in Toronto. The Orioles took the opener. Pretty comfortable win. 4 more homers added on. There's a check swing from Adley, and this time the third base umpire says, you did go. So the count now 1-2 on Rutschman. He's in a 7-game hitting streak. One out, nobody on here in the top of the first. And the 1-2 to Adley is a breaking ball that drops below the zone for ball 2. I've got an iced caffeinated beverage with me. I got up way early this morning, so I had a chance to run out to the store, get some provisions. 2-2 pitch is swung on and foul tipped at the plate. And the count, or the at-bat will continue with a 2-2 count. Game number 59 tonight. We'll be hitting number 60 tomorrow. We'll be counting down the final 100 games by the time we move on to the Rays. This one's hitting the right center. The center fielder, closer to center than right, will make the catch for out number 2. Rutschman flies out to center. Did you hear John Schneider say, I don't want to sit here and say they're the 27 Yankees. They're not that good. Thoughts? Who is he talking about? Us or who? Or the 2024 Yankees? Who is he talking about? Here's Ryan Mountcastle. He takes one inside for ball 1. The Orioles. I don't want to sit here and say, well, who is saying they're... Nobody's saying... I'm not saying they're that good. Who is? I mean, want to know the count. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed by Mountie. By the way, Mountcastle, who absolutely destroyed this ballpark last year, he had an 0 for last night. Got a 1-1 count here, 2 down. Takes off the plate outside and low. 2-1. Yeah, I mean, what kind of comparison is that? Yeah, that's a weird one. Here's a breaking ball called strike 2. Tell you what, Richards throws soft. These Oriole batters, it might work against them. They love to be aggressive. We got to maybe just learn to stay back a little bit on some of these pitches. This one is fouled back. And the count remains 2-2 on Mountie. Booty Smacker's in the house. Booty, what are you doing here? This early? You filled up your booty smacking quota for the whole day? Well done, sir. The 2-2 pitch is hit on the ground, off to the left side and foul. Yeah, the sports talking head analytical stuff. I mean, guys, I like to talk about more about in-game strategy. That's why I like doing play-by-play. My talk is about what's going on in-game, strategies to think about, matchups and what have you. Here's a pitch outside and the count 3-2. I try to do as minimal GM, fantasy GM stuff as I can. I mean, my major thing in the spring was I wanted to see Kobe Mayo up because I felt like he just made sense on the roster with what we had. This one's fouled away by Mountie. This at-bat is still alive. And if nothing else, the Orioles, despite not getting a base runner yet, is about to make Richards throw his 19th pitch of the first inning. So a high pitch count. And it's fouled away. So we'll get to 20 pitches here on a guy that probably has a max of 80, I'd say. I mean, he certainly can't go 100 pitches after being used as exclusively a bullpen arm the past few years. So, yeah, I mean, right now he's on a pace to maybe get through 4 innings. Keep it going, Mountie. Another payoff and another foul ball. Oh, I love it. This is what you do. This is what you do. If this guy can't give up hits, then just keep working counts until he's run out of gas and they got to take him out of the game. This will be pitch number 11. Breaking ball fouled off to the left. Mountie. I mean, folks, Chris knows what's up. 6 foul balls in this at bat, 11 pitches in total. And man, Mountie, you know, at this point, I got to go. I know I don't have the sub screen ready, but I got to look at something because Mountie is doing something where I just want it to pay off big for him, and I don't want it to get spoiled. Another payoff. Swung on and missed. Oh, all right. I guess that did not work. But still, I give a big round of applause for the Orioles. Despite going down 1-2-3, they did something important. They made Richards throw a lot. And again, his pitch count is going to be his main enemy. Unless he's some kind of super freak, I don't think he's going to have the stamina to go very deep in this ball game. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Orioles nothing, and the Blue Jays coming to bat. How the heck are you, Charm City? Let me go ahead and get up that sub screen. Let's take a look at a potential goal for tonight, because goals are what I need. I need a goal. Chris already making predictions. Oh my God, somebody just reacted to a Neil Breen movie. I can't wait to watch that later. Folks, Neil Breen, if you like movies or anything else that's so bad that they're hilarious, just Google Neil Breen and watch any of his movies. Watch them all. And roll up a fatty while you're doing it. You'll be fine. All right, so we come in tonight, folks. Oh, this is my other channel. Oops. Hey, how'd that happen? This is my other channel. What do we got? About to say, if I had lost 700 subscribers since yesterday, I might just lose my lunch. All right, there we go. 1,037. So again, we hit 1,000. That's great. But ever since, we've kind of slowed down, about 9 per night. So let's try to go for 13 and get us to 1,050. What do you say? I mean, 13, folks, is not asking a lot. Just to give you an example, like here's one day to another. 25 to 4. Here's 20. All right, that one only had 10. All right, that was the big night. That was the big jump. Now let's try to get up to 1050, folks. Corbin Burnes is on the mound. First pitch is popped foul by Davis Schneider. Taking it one day at a time here at the top of the order. Burnes, he's got a cutter, curveball, slider, changeup, and a sinker. Throws them all pretty gosh darn well. There's that curve, hit on the ground, and it's a fair ball in foul ground. Westberg, and a tag applied by Mountie off the bag to get Schneider. Oh, doctor. Westberg had a tough play, unable to make it accurate to first, but Mountie doing his job, bailing out Westy by applying the tag off the bag. Again, Mountie was fully in foul ground when he fielded that ball. Fantastic stuff. Not exactly Brooks Robinson at Riverfront Stadium in 1970, but pretty damn good. One away for Danny Jansen. He takes a called strike. Westberg just can... Folks, if you've been with me, it's been, I think, since, the first week of May that I anointed Jordan Westberg my favorite player on this particular team. And I feel like ever since I've said it, he just keeps making my my anointment of him look more and more special. He's a special player, this Westberg. We really, I mean, we see all the, I mean, we think about what Holiday's going to be like. We think about some. Did anybody really expect Westberg to be this good? 0-2 the count on Jansen. He lifts one high into the air, but it's going to hook foul and into the stands. Still 0-2 on Jansen. 1 out, nobody on. Honestly, folks, this was my picture of the Orioles infield in the spring. I thought, or at least for the future, let's say going in the next year. Kobe Mayo at third, Gunnar at short, Holiday at second, Mountie at first, with Westberg sort of being that super utility guy that would maybe make a couple of starts for Holiday against left-handed pitching, make a couple of starts against Mayo or for Mayo, or Mayo could move to DH against a lefty or something. But Westberg would still find his ABs. You get what I'm saying? 1-2 the count, and this one's low and in on Jansen. 2-2 now. But because that's what I saw in Westberg, was a guy that would be, a good major league ball player, but not necessarily a guy that's going to put up all-star numbers. Well, I'm wrong. Westberg's the real deal. 2-2 is popped up right field, and it's going back there. Gonna be caught on the run by Santander as he gets to the track to make the catch. Anthony Santander chases down a deep fly ball to right, and there are 2 down here in the first. So I had Westy being what Urias is now. Yeah, but with more upside. I think, Rob, if you watch one of my early podcasts preseason, I think that's exactly the way I put it. Was, next level Urias with, a higher ceiling, which is why I was ready to move on from Urias. Here's Guerrero, and this one is low and in. Because as soon as I saw what we had, and then I looked at Urias, and I'm like, well, where does he fit in? Because there's no advantage against lefties. There's no upgrade versus somebody else. 1-0 to Guerrero is on the ground to third. Westberg with another chance, and this one's a dart across the diamond into the chest of Mountie to end the inning. So Westberg and Mountie having a little pepper across the diamond there in that inning. A couple of plays. 3 up, 3 down, go the Blue Jays at the end of 1, no score. Santander is an above-average defender. I would rate him as average. I would say in terms of first step and in terms of like closing down a baseball, I think he's above average, but the actual range and speed sort of brings it back to an average for me. That's just my own humble point of view. You'd say all of our defenders are above average. On the current roster, yeah, I'd say... I mean, I would say Ryan O'Hearn is best left as a DH. But other than that, yeah, we got a very good defense. Very, very good. Very nice. How you doing? I'm okay. I had a good night's sleep. You know what I did? I did my favorite trick to get a long night's sleep. I ate American food last night for dinner, and it put me into a food coma right at 8 o'clock. So I slept from probably 8:30, all the way to 4 o'clock in the morning. So I actually got up a little bit early with a full night's sleep. I went to town on some Domino's Pizza garlic knots. Man, I tell you what, you give me some soft, warm bread dipped in garlic butter, I'm a happy camper. I can pop those like M&Ms. I mean, those things, they were like donuts, but with garlic butter. And it was $2 for an order that you didn't even need the pizza. All right, here's Santander at the plate. Let's get some taters in that chat. He takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. Santander's been picking it up lately. We've been talking about Gunner's hitting streak, Adley's hitting streak. But Tony, up to 223 right now. He crushes one down to the corner right field, but foul. He's behind in the count 0-2. But I will say this. I mean, luckily I'm eating healthier out here, and, like my metabolism has gotten better because I'm not eating all this processed junk food. But when I do occasionally dabble, as Santander swings at a pitch in the dirt, they're going to have to throw to first base to complete the strikeout, and Toronto does just that. Santander goes down on strikes to begin the top of the second. Yeah, so now that I just occasionally dabble in the American food, I'm amazed I'm able to park probably about a half pound of garlic butter knots. That's got to be like 4,000 calories. Here's the pitch. That's outside and in the dirt all the way to the backstop. Jordan Westberg at the plate, folks. That's my boy. You're my boy, Westy. 292, 9 homers, 36 driven in. Where are the all-star ballots? The pitch is swung on, and was that fouled away? I guess so. The catcher being handed a new baseball by the ump. Looks like we got a better crowd than the Monday night. Pretty good looking size crowd. A little sparse down the foul lines toward the outfield wall, but otherwise, swing and a miss. 1-2 on Westberg. Again, Richards throws soft and softer, it seems. And Westberg out in front of that breaking ball. 1-2 the count. Next pitch is in the dirt. 2-2. So, Westy, you know what to do, buddy. This guy isn't easy to get hits off of. That much is certain. The proof is in the pudding. So, again, I advise, let's just keep working those counts. Let's foul some pitches away. Let's make him get annoyed at us. Here's a foul ball. There you go. Got a little piece of that one. The ball rolling back behind the plate. And already, action. Folks, Genesis Cabrera, the Toronto lefty middle reliever, already up. So Richards on 30 pitches. And make it 31 as this breaking ball is in the dirt. Full count now on Westberg. So again, working the counts. Working around this situation where we got a guy that's tough to hit off of, but he can't be out there forever. The 3-2 is lifted in the air to right center. Springer is backing up and will make the catch as he steps back onto the track for out number 2. Westy going opposite field, but not quite enough on that one to get it out of here. It's hard to barrel up a ball that's thrown from Richards because it's soft. He doesn't give you that added velocity. Austin Hayes, who had 2 home runs last night, the first 2 of the season for him, is now at the plate, and he looks at a curve for a called strike. 2 down, nobody on, top of the second, no score in Toronto. 5 for his last 10 is Austin. 4 RBI to go with the 2 homers. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. That's true. First phase of All-Star voting. Chris, the ballots are out. Where's Westberg? What position, if any, or do I have to write him in? Because that's what I'll be doing with my one off day this month, is writing in Westberg manually on ballots. 0-2 on Hayes. The pitch is hit on the ground, foul. Man, it's hard to time Richards. Every time we get a piece of his curveball, we're out in front of it. I suppose that's what makes this guy effective. And it might work for a couple of innings, maybe 3, but I don't know how much more than that. This one's high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So let's take a look. Yeah, he's now on 36 pitches. He's creeping up to 40. Again, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't given up a hit. He's just getting guys out, but at a rate where how long can he go? This one's popped up in foul ground and out of play. Ah, there you go. Well, for me, that's only 5.5 hours away, which means for you guys, 17.5 hours away. Folks, get your little miniature golf pencils out and get ready to scratch in Westberg's name. The 1-2 to Hayes is up and away, 2-2. So here we go. Another long AB. Pitch number 39 coming. And a check swing, and he lays off. That runs the count full. Folks, you won't see this often. Richards is about to throw his 40th pitch of the game. He's gotten everybody out. It's been 5 up, 5 down. He's 1 strike away from getting the first 6 guys out, back-to-back innings, but he's going to be on at least 40 pitches. Swing and a miss. Hayes goes down. All right. Well, Corbin Burnes just has to hold serve. All right, because this Blue Jay thing ain't going to last forever. We go to the bottom of the second. No score in Toronto. Boy. I tell you what. I'm telling you, it's hard to do that. Set down the first 6 batters in order, but 40 pitches to do it? That is not easy to do. Hey, BW, your O's have come to Toronto to kick our butts in our house. Or in our hose. I know what you mean. I know you meant house. Yeah, Again, we'll just take an adequate, win. It doesn't. We don't have to sit here and embarrass you guys. I mean, if you guys wanted to be embarrassed, just wait about 45 seconds when Daniel Vogelbach will be waddling up to the plate. Then it'll get embarrassing. Famous last words. All right. We've won 11 out of 14. I like that. The moose is loose in the hoose. Excuse me, sir. Does your dog bite? Your dog just bit me. You told me your dog does not bite. That is not my dog. Oh. Oh, well, that would explain it. Education with the hot take. Oh, that's a great way to ingratiate yourself with Charm City Chat. Just pop on in. First thing to say, a hot take. All right. Corbin Burnes versus the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And the first pitch is a called strike. Stay Puft is batting .213, 1 homer, 8 RBI. And the 0-1 is low, ball 1. 1-1 the count on George the Animal Steele. And the pitch is low, ball 2. 2-1 the count now on Fatty Arbuckle. I got all day. 2-1 pitch is hit on the ground to the right side. Mountcastle's got it. He flips to Burnes in time, and that will retire the Michelin Man. There you go, my friend. How's Chad doing? All right, everybody. Look, I know it's the pot calling the kettle black, but try to keep the don't gang up on them. I feel a little weird when it gets to be a gang up. I mean, it's nobody's individual's fault because they're all just giving your own individual little thing. But once you see 3-4 people have a stab at somebody, just wait for the next go round. Somebody else will eventually be that person. Want to know the count on Bo Bichette, and here's a breaking ball from Burnes off the plate outside. 2-0 the count. 1 out. I know, Chris. I know. And I started it too. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking the blame. 2-0 the count on Bichette, and that's a called strike right in there. Our record against the Jays since last year is, 11 of 14, 11-3. I like it. I like it a lot. 2-1 pitch is bottom of the zone for a called strike. Bo Bichette against the Orioles lifetime, like a lot of Blue Jays, a lot of success. .335 with 10 home runs. But this season, Bichette has not been very good. This pitch is high, and the count now is 3-2. On deck, Justin Turner. And the payoff is foul back. Pink Floyd making an appearance in chat tonight. How you doing, Pink? We don't need no education. We don't need no false control. Payoff is low and away. Ball 4. Corbin Burnes issues a one-out walk to Bo Bichette. And that'll bring up Justin Turner. First look at him in this series. I brought that track into a school one day, and I had it on a cassette, like in one of those handheld players, and I had it queued up right to the part where here's Turner's first pitch on the outside corner at the knees for a called strike. Justin Turner batting .212. Not exactly what the Blue Jays were hoping from him when they signed him in the offseason. He's usually known for a guy that'll give you a healthy average. Not really known for much defensive expertise. Here's a check on Bichette back in with a slide. So, yeah, I had timed up Pink Floyd's The Wall to right at the line of, hey, teachers, leave your kids alone. And I played it in the middle of class, right in the middle of a teacher lecture. Like I was just waiting for a moment for a teacher to start behaving badly. As Turner fouls this one off, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 out, bottom of the second, no score. Naturally, I was brought to the principal's office, and then they wanted to confiscate my tape player, and I said, no, that's my property. You want to send me home with it, I'll go home, but you're not taking that. And that made them more mad, and I got suspended. 1-2 the count, as this pitch is off the plate, low and away. I was a bit of a troublemaker in school. Here's a check on Bichette back in with a slide. Something happened around 6th or 7th grade where I went from being a straight A student with, the sort of like test scores that they wanted to turn me into the next Doogie Howser. This one's low and away. Count 2-2 now on Turner. Bichette holds at first as McCann keeps that ball in front of him. But then, something happened right around when middle school came around where I don't know, started getting into music and maybe I had my first Lucky or something. I don't know. Started just getting more into the arts. Some hormones maybe kicking in. I don't know. 2-2 pitch to Turner. Bichette fakes the run. And a line drive past the diving glove of the third baseman into left field. That's going to be a single for Turner. Bichette has to stop at second. And the Blue Jays have 2 on now with 2 out. All right, I better lock in here. Enough of this trip down memory lane. We got to lock in. Last thing I'll take is us being down in a game with Burnes on the mound against some bullpen guy. Here comes George Springer. Yeah, I got suspended another time because I brought my own personal camcorder to school. Why? Because I was on the video yearbook committee or whatever it was my senior year. And we had like a study hall thing in the library with a couple of other classes, just canceled classes, so they just shove us in the library. I got my camcorder with me. Here's George Springer's first pitch, is low and away. Check swing, and he did go. Wow. That was a very feeble swing there by Springer, and it's going to count against him. 0-1 the count. With runners in scoring position this season, he's hitting just .175. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Burnes has got Springer right where he wants him now, 0-2. Trying to get the second out here, possibly a pair of outs with a ground ball. as Burnes tries to work out of this jam. This one's off the plate, low and away. Springer is able to lay off this time. And the count 1-2. So yeah, because I was in this library and I was in charge of getting video documentation of some seniors who had won those senior superlative awards. Here's a foul ball over by the third base coach. It's still 1-2. You know, like most likely to succeed, best athlete, best funny guy, whatever. So it was my job to go up and get pickup shots of all the people that won this for our video yearbook. And since several of them were sitting in the library, I'm like, well, here's a chance for me to just do something right now. I could actually do something productive during this study hall. As this pitch is low and away to Springer, and the count is 2-2. Long story short, somebody gets mad that I've got a camcorder at all, and they wanted to take it away from me, and I'm like, no. And I pulled the whole Gandhi thing. I just sat there with my arms folded. I'm like, you want to do something? Make me move. I ain't giving you my stuff. Then they threatened to call the police. And I'm like, go ahead and do it. I don't think you will, because how ridiculous would it be for the police to get involved in something like this? It's almost as if these adults didn't understand that the mind of a 17-year-old boy was pretty much on par with them and were willing to call all of their bluffs. And that just pissed them off all the further. This one's fouled back by Springer, and the count is still 2-2. Hope everyone's enjoying my anecdote. So yeah, that involved another suspension for a few days. But yeah, fun times. 2-2 pitch, hit in the air, right center, pretty well. And Santander's got it. Runner at second's going to tag. Bichette will motor up to third, but there are two down now. Runners at the corners. And that'll bring up Dalton Varsho. Now, we got to be careful with Varsho here. You're saying to yourself, boy, this lineup doesn't look too strong. Why worry about the number 8 hitter who's batting .215? Well, he leads the team in homers. He hits from the left side. He probably should be hitting cleanup over Vogelback, considering the numbers. But, yeah. This is not a batter to take lightly in this spot. .215, 10 homers, 31 driven in. First pitch to Varsho is a breaking ball for a called strike. I can tell my story just blew people away. Not a single comment referencing any of that. That was like a 5-minute anecdote. My apologies. 0-1 the count on Varsho. And that one's just a bit low. It had the plate. A couple inches below the zone. 1-1 the count. I guess the long story short is, folks, is I've always had issues with authority figures, especially those that like to abuse their authority, thinking that for some reason you don't understand the big picture. Here's a 1-1. That one's lifted up in the air. Should be playable. Foul ground. Westberg's got it. And this inning is over. A foul pop-up by Varsho. Burnes gets out of trouble. We go to the third, scoreless here in Toronto. I was getting food and had you on in the background. All right. Someone else was telling me they had me on in the background when they were having sex. Not sure how I feel about that. How did they finally remove you? Pepper spray? Well, they brought my dad in. They then I called their bluff about the cops. So then I'm sitting there in the library. And finally, they walk my dad in. And then my dad's just standing there. And he's like, all right, let's go. Well, the first suspension story, I didn't really go into a whole lot of detail. And then once I started talking about the second, you know. But yeah, involving that tape player, I also got attempted to be confiscated a Dead Kennedy's tape. I remember this lady, older lady, she was probably a regular teacher that was just hanging in there as a sub for one of these, I don't know, I think it was a chemistry class my Junior year, I was a big Dead Kennedys fan. Punk rock, you know. And I had one of their seminal albums, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, on a cassette tape. And had it with me. And for whatever reason, I just had it out in my bag, just looking at the liner notes. And she saw me and said, what do you got there? What is that? What is that? Came up and snatched it out of my hands. The Dead Kennedys. What is this? Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. What? Then she looks at the back at some of the track names. Kill the Poor. What is this trash? I said, it's punk rock, ma'am. Well, get it out of here. Genesis Cabrera is on. So that's it, folks. The Trevor Richards start goes 2 innings. And he had a 2-inning no-hitter, I guess. Now we got a lefty on the mound with Colton Cowser to lead it off. Bottom of the order. He'll be followed by Connor Norby and James McCann. Cowser batting .236. And the first pitch to him is low and away for ball 1. Genesis, spelled like Genesis, comes from a land of confusion. Any Genesis fans? Sorry. 1-0 pitch. It hits Cowser right in the back. Wow. Cabrera tries to get a breaking ball over, and it doesn't break. It hits Cowser in the back. How dare you hit one of our cattle? Got him right in the branding, right between the 1 and the 7 on the back. Luckily off speed, but I'm sure right there in the middle of the back, that's got to hurt. Cowser's at first. Now here comes Connor Norby. Hey, GP3, we got ourselves a Dead Kennedys fan here. GP3 knows what's up. Janet, I'm telling you, you go to that pun one more time. I tell you what, one more time, Janet. I mean, let's cows also have teats. Let's come up with a teat pun. Let's not make it all about the udder. Here's Connor Norby. Let's do something here, kid. First pitch swinging, lifts one into left center, and it looked pretty good off the bat, but Davis Schneider's got room out there and left to make the catch. 1 away. But I like the approach there by Norby. Definitely an improvement over his debut last night. Hey, folks. June 28th, the Rangers will be in town, Baltimore, for $50. Gets you a ticket and $15 loaded toward food and merch as the featured guest Splash Zone splasher, Joan Jett. I love it. Here's McCann at the plate. He takes one outside for ball 1. Runner at first, 1 out in the top of the 3rd, no score. McCann hitting at an even 200, 1 homer, 9 driven in. Folks, Joan Jett is going to be Mrs. Splash, and I can't wait for that. I gotta be there. That settles it. I'm going back to the States for the first time since 2015. I've had enough. Here's a check on the runner. Yeah, Joan has gotten more and more involved with the club here in the past couple of years. She was part of the Orioles official team photo last season. She photobombed it standing up on the flag court. Look it up. It's kind of funny. The 1-0 is popped up and out of play. Oh, wow. Phil Collins Are you asking or? Is this who do I prefer question? Or are we just naming guys from Genesis? What are we doing here, huh? What are we doing? Let me just say, I'm a fan of Genesis up to a point. There's a swing and a miss, and Cowser was running, and he's going to steal the base. Wait a minute. There's some kind of confusion. McCann swung and missed, but he's not happy about something. And Brandon Hyde is out as well. Let me see if I can figure out what this is about. Are they saying McCann prevented... Are they going to make Cowser go back? Are they saying McCann was in the way? Oh, my God. McCann was not in the way. And they're making Cowser go back to first. That is nonsense. That is a bad call by the ump. McCann did nothing out of the ordinary after that swing. And they're going to not only call him out on strikes, which he did strike out, but they're making... Janet. They're going to make Cowser go back to first. That's the big problem. Exactly. The Toronto I'm not sure who's on the call, but that's exactly what McCann is saying right now. What am I supposed to do there? What do you want me to do? I swung and I missed. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I mean, McCann is a catcher. If anybody understands this situation, it's him. He's got to deal with it every time somebody swings and misses and he has to throw down a second. It's not always easy. Sometimes you got to... Whatever. This is a bad call. And Hyde is getting more animated now. I'm not sure the Orioles are going to get any kind of... I mean, the longer this goes on, the more it feels like we're just waiting for an ejection here. McCann is being assisted back by one of the bench coaches. I'll say this too, Jansen. I tell you what, Jansen, I'm gonna accuse Jansen of kind of setting up that whole thing because it almost looked like he tried to make it look like he was being interfered with when he probably knew he didn't have a chance to throw out Cowser. He kind of just dropped the ball. He did make it look like, I tell you what, either Danny Jansen is an evil genius or the ump made a crap call. One of the way or the other. There's 2 down and a runner at first. Gunnar Henderson is at the plate. Now, that's nothing he can challenge. Because it's one of those things that's already kind of, it's not a black and white situation. Boy, that was bad. But again, Jansen probably did the smart thing there. This pitch is low to Gunnar. 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, Gunner's up at the plate with a runner on base and no score. What am I doing here? I guess I'm begging for 1 new sub tonight? Man, what a drop-off. 2 down, runner at first, and a 1-0 count on Gunnar Henderson. That one is hit foul. I disagree about the take. I'll agree with you that Jansen was smart and basically sort of pretending like he was being interfered with. But McCann, again, he's a veteran catcher himself. He knows exactly what he's doing on that swing. That was more Jansen playing it up than McCann doing anything wrong, in my humble opinion. As another sub goes away. All right, 2-1 the count on Gunnar. By the way, folks, if you're new to the channel and you did sub up and you wonder why I bring this screen up, it's in order to avoid any kinds of spoilers. Because sometimes the ESPN tracker gets a little bit of a jump on us, and if we're in the middle of a rally, I don't want to have it spoiled. That does remind me, I forgot to go over how to sync up and watch along with me. Give me a chance to do that here in a bit. 2-1 pitch to Gunnar is in the dirt. 3-1 the count now. And that one got a piece of Jansen. So we'll probably have a few seconds as he gets himself back. So I guess this is a good time. Folks, if you are new to the channel, if you haven't heard the spiel before, here it is. If you do have the game on your TV and you're listening with the sound down, you're going to want to sync things up. So if you're ahead of me, Just have that remote in your hand, and as soon as the next out of this ball game is recorded, pause that right then and there. Pause your game. Then allow me to catch up, whether it's a few seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is. Allow me to then call that out, unpause your game right after I do, and then you're ready to go for the rest of the night. It's just that easy. And the 3-1 to Gunner is low for ball 4. Gunner, I love watching him flip that bat back to the dugout after a walk. He does it with style. My dog just got put in a cone. Sugar, plain, or waffle? I'm joking, of course, at Bup Chase. I understand. My dad was a veterinarian, believe it or not. I'm assuming maybe your dog's got a case of something that he shouldn't be biting at. Yeah, I know what you mean, Bup Chase. I didn't mean that your dog was wearing an ice cream cone. This pitch is low to Rutschman. But yeah, he's going to have to wear the cone for a little bit, so he doesn't bite at whatever's, making him bite. He'll be all right. Thank you, Pup Chase. Rutschman has a 1-0 count. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch is low and in, 2-0. Again, the Blue Jays tonight having to go into their bullpen for a starter. Trevor Richards could only give them 2 innings. He was effective. 6 up, 6 down. But now Genesis Cabrera is up there in the third. 2 out, 2 on. And the 2-0 to Adley. Swung on and hit in the air to center. Drop, drop, drop. It does for a base hit. Here comes the lead runner to score. And Gunner will make it on up to third. Cowser in on the Adley RBI single. And the Orioles take the lead here in the top of the third. 1-0. Get some, Adley. A little 2-out rally magic. Let's keep it going. As the Toronto manager out for a chat. Oh, that's it for Cabrera. Wow. The Jays are going to their third pitcher tonight in the third inning. How are they going to get through 9 innings with this sort of approach? And then what is their bullpen going to look like for the next 2 games if everybody's getting worked tonight? Holy Toledo. Folks, we got a pitching change. We've got a little bit of a break in the action. What do you say that everybody in chat right now, let's get a chant going. 1040, 1040, 1040, 1040. Come on, folks. You're out there. You're watching. Join us. Join us. Your power is strong. Oh, that caffeine is a delish. As 2 people leave? All right, well, you live, you learn, folks. Good God. I mean, what is the strategy going forward, honestly? What is the strategy going forward? I really don't know what it is. I try to call a good ball game. I try to be amusing and entertaining otherwise. I try to engage. I try to balance everything. But lately, it feels like everything I'm doing ain't working. Or maybe numbers are just moving around. I don't frickin' know. Hey, let's look at some out-of-town scores. How about that? There's something to do. Kansas City with a 5-3 lead over the Guardians in the top of the 6th. 1-0 Pirates over the Dodgers. That's in the bottom of the 5th. At the end of 5, the Brewers with a 1-0 lead over the Phillies. Rays up 9-3 over the Marlins in a Florida series. Mets up 5-0 on the Nats in the 5th. Yankees up 3-0 on the Twins. Damn it. In the 3rd inning. Braves up 2-1 on Boston. That's in the top of the 4th. Everything's later, and I'll talk about it later because right now We've got we've got, who's up here? Mountie at the plate. 2 down, runners at the corners. Apparently, I'm now ahead of the stat tracker here. Looks like it's starting to catch up. All right, so an 1-0 count on Mountcastle. First and third, 2 down. A run in already. This one is swung on and missed. By the way, Francis is the new pitcher. Excuse me, a right-hander. That's his last name. I'll give you his first name in a little bit, but if you're a fan of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, that name should mean a lot to you. This one's up and away for ball 2. Francis. Ryan Mountcastle's career numbers in June. He hits .296 in his career in this month with an OPS of .944. And that one's crushed. Left field. Get up. Get up. That ball's gonna go. Bye, birdie. Ryan Mountcastle does it again north of the border. You love hitting up here, eh? The ball travels well here, eh? Mountie goes deep to left field, and the Orioles now lead this one 4-0. Get some. A 3-run Mountie jack with 2 down. High fives aplenty in the dugout. Get yourself a drink from the Homa station. Here's Santander takes outside. I don't know what's going on with the old blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, look, it just, hey, I love it. I would love for this thing to be timed the way it's being timed right there. All right, perfect. Cut, print, perfect. Bowden Francis, thank you very much, Shante. Well, Bowden take a bow on that last pitch to Ryan Mountcastle. 2-0 the count on Santander, and the next pitch is fouled away. Orioles 4, Toronto 0, with Corbin Burnes on the mound, and the Blue Jays already 3 pitchers deep into their pen in the 3rd inning. I mean, folks, let's cruise to a victory tonight, please. 2-1 pitch is fouled back again, 2-2. By the way, just another home run for the Orioles. They had 4 last night. They had 4 a couple of games before that. 2-2 to Tony. That one's hit back up the middle softly. Charging is Bichette over to first in time. Santander retired, but the Orioles get out to a big 4-run lead, mainly off a 3-run bomb from Ryan Mountcastle, who again terrorizes Blue Jay pitching, especially up here in Toronto. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's the Orioles 4, the Blue Jays zilch. All right. That's the kind of start I'm talking about. All right. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Yeah, you know what? The sub count can just take a night off, I think. I don't know. As long as this screen here doesn't give anything away. I don't want to sit here and get more demoralized looking over there. I guess a check on the light count, though, is in order. Folks, I got to just do some housekeeping. I mean, look at this. All right, look. All right, 40. 40's nice. And I want to say thank you to the 40 of you. But, I mean, we could easily up this number by 50%. Let's get 20 more likes in there. That's only half the people in the room, folks. We got a break in the action. All you got to do is tap that thumbs up at the bottom of your screen. And I understand if you think that it's a gesture that's pointless. Why do it? Especially if I'm going to ask. I don't want to help out this guy. He's asking me to do something. What am I, a trained animal? No, you do what you want to do. I'm simply asking kindly that you do it because it helps out the channel. It's going to help get more people's eyes on the channel. Just trying to work my way up the algorithm and get seen by more people and let them decide whether or not it's something they want to watch. All I want is a shot to be seen. By the way, the announcement right here on the screen, All-Star voting does begin tomorrow. And as they had that flashing on the screen, they had a shot of Jordan Westburg. Tells me everything I need to know. Mr. Westburg, hey, where is the All-Star game this year? If anybody knows, type that in the chat. All right, Schneider at the plate. Excuse me, Connor Falefa, the number 9 hitter. And he has fallen behind 0-2 after that second Burnes pitch, a curveball in there for strike 2. Connor Falefa batting .267, 4 homers, 17 driven in. There's one hit in left. Pretty hard, but right at Hayes, who has to move a few steps to his right to make the catch. And there's one down. Hey now, you're an all-star. I'm telling you, he's still the best kept. Well, I think Albert Suarez might be the best kept secret on our team, but as far as like all-star caliber, the word still isn't out on Jordan Westburg. And I think it's a good thing for him. Here's Schneider back to the top of the order. He's going oppo, and he's going to find a spot in front of Santander for a base hit. Schneider, with that flavor saver of his, gets a 1-out single, and that'll bring up Danny Jansen. What's with the Midsommar poster? I don't know. Art? What's with any movie poster on your wall? It's art. It's a movie I like. I find the poster to be interesting, unique, and it's also got Thai script on it because I live over in Thailand. The word Midsommar is in English, as is a couple of other words. Everything else is in Thai script. So that little poster of mine, I don't collect things to turn around and sell them, but I got a feeling it's worth a nice chunk of change to somebody else. It's very rare. This pitch is low and away to Jansen. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at first. Here in the bottom of the third. Burnes, he's just got to get in the autopilot mode here. Just throw your stuff. The pitch is swung on and hit the third, and that is caught on a line by Westburg for out number 2. Westburg playing near the line, catches that liner, and there's 2 down here for Vladdy Jr. Hey, you like Colts? All right. Well, you'll they're out there, and they all want you. So take your pick. What cult would you like? I suggest the BirdWatcher cult, not a cult. Check on the runner. Schneider back in. Hey, thank you there, Chilo. Yeah, you might have written that before or after I'd mentioned it, but all the same, thanks. All-star voting tomorrow. There's a pitch on the bottom of the zone for a called strike to Vladdy. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Again, he's playing third tonight. Very busy over there at first base last night. And the 0-1 is trying to get that bottom corner on the outside from Burnes, but no call. 1-1 the count. No call for Burnes, I mean, in terms of a strike. 1-1 the count. Vladdy is up there. He hit a home run last night. It was only his 6th of the season. So he's still on pace for under 20 home runs this year, which for him is a giant drop in production in the power department. 2-1 the count. See, O-Bird fan is doing everything I commanded O-Bird fan to do. Thank you, Obert fan, for following all my orders and blindly believing in everything that I say and do. You're good. You're a good bird watcher. All right, the 2-1 pitch is hit on the ground and backhanded by Westberg. He drops the ball. He's not going to have a play here, surely. Yeah, he tries to. Westberg, let's see if they marked. I think they're going to have to mark that a hit. I mean, that's an above-average play. He had to backhand it along the line behind, almost in the outfield. He was in the outfield, in fact. He had to throw that ball about 115 feet. And, yeah, Vladdy's on with an infield single with 2 down. 2 on. And here comes Wreck-It Ralph. That's right. Daniel Vogelbach is at the plate. And the first pitch to him is low and in for ball 1. Burnes tries out a curveball. Vogelbach not interested. All right. 1-0, 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the third. The next pitch is low and in again. Same pitch, same result. Not sure why Burnes thought it would work that time. Maybe it's all to get Vogelbach thinking about that low and in area. Maybe he'll go up and away with this next one. See what he does. This one is a little more up on the ground. Mountcastle's got it along the first base line. He flips to Burnes, who, guess what, has time to get to the bag before Vogelbach to end the inning. Folks, can you believe Vogelbach wasn't able to beat out an infield hit? I can't believe it either. That'll do it. The Blue Jays leave 2 men on. Vogelbach goes back to the dugout. I want my Vogelbach. I want my Vogelbach. Chili's. Wait, I shouldn't be singing about ribs with Vogelbach. I tell you what. I want my Vogelbach. All right. I tell you what I want. I want a Lucky. All right. Here's the rest of the out-of-town scores. What's coming up later, you ask? Well, just getting started. Tigers and Rangers. White Sox and Cubs. Cardinals and Astros. And then later on, Reds at the Rockies, Padres at the Angels, Mariners at the A's, and the Giants at the Diamondbacks. All right? All right. It doesn't take much to get a Vogelbach chat going. All right, folks. Your boy, the Bird Watcher, going to enjoy the little left of his coffee here with a little bit of a Lucky. All right? All right. Be cool. All right? I want you to be cool. Be cool, Yolanda. Vincent, shut up. Yolanda, what's Fonzie like? He's cool? That's right. He's cool. I want you to be cool, Yolanda. All right, we're going to the top of the fourth. Jordan Westberg will lead it off. First pitch is off the plate for ball 1. Westberg flew out back in the second. The pitch is fouled straight back. And Westberg has a 1-1 count. Go West, young man. How the West was won and where it got us. Hopefully to the World Series. 1-1 pitch is hit on the ground. Shortstop Bichette on a bounce. A fling over to first in time. Athletic move there by Bichette to retire Westberg. First out here in the top of the fourth. Here comes the home run champ, Austin Hayes. First pitch to him is a breaking ball off the plate outside from Bowden Francis. Out there for as long as he can go. I'm assuming that's the strategy. Go as long as you can for all these relievers Toronto's going to throw out here tonight. This one's fouled back 1-1 on Hayes. What position does Ralph play? Ralph, which Ralph? Chief Ralph Wiggum? Ralphie from A Christmas Story? Ralph Kiner? Oh, Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, Wreck-It Ralph is just a DH. Wreck-It Ralph just sits on the bench. The thing about the dugout for Toronto is that they have to sit Vogelbach on one end of the bench, and they have to sit Kirk and Guerrero on the other. Otherwise, the bench would just, it would look like something out of a cartoon. Like just people sitting on the other half of the bench would just fly up into the ceiling. There's a base hit. What did I just miss? Did I just miss Austin Hayes with a double? Folks, I apologize. I look away for a second. Hazy's got a one-out double, folks. I feel terrible. I don't know if this can get picked up on the mic. Can you hear that? That's me slapping my face. As Colton Cowser's at the plate. Folks, get some cows in the chat. And let me get back in under focus here. We got Hayes at second with one out. After a double. Because I got too distracted with Daniel Vogelbach. Here's a ball hit hard on the ground. Well, it sounded hard. Actually, not hit that hard to second base. That does move Hayes up to third, who gives a big bear hug to Guerrero. Not sure what that's about, but there's two down as Cowser grounds out to second. Hayes now at third base. The Orioles ahead 4-0 here, top of the fourth. And here's Connor Norby with a chance to get his first hit and RBI. Takes a called strike on a breaking ball from Francis. Norby so far 0 for 4 in his major league career. Batting from the right side. Next pitch is lifted foul off to the right, and he's in another 0-2 count. Be nice to see Norby get ahead in the count for once. It seems every at-bat so far he's been behind 0-2, 1-2. This one's lifted off to the right and into foul ground. Out of play. We got Hayes at third base with two down. 4-0 lead here in top of the fourth. Next pitch from Francis is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, it's a very small sample size, obviously. I wasn't ready to say anything about Holiday after 4 at-bats. But it didn't take many more as Norby tries to go opposite field, but this one's going to be foul. But yeah, you can just tell already that Norby doesn't look, like he's in over his head at the plate. Maybe a little nervous. Maybe not in that typical Norby groove if this were a Norfolk game. But I think he's got it in him. He's got it in him. This one's fouled back. He's staying in this at-bat right here. Count still 1-2. Base, I'd say that like right now, like in terms of who's ready at the major league level, but I mean, you'd still have to say Holiday in terms of, for over the next 10 years, who's going to have a bigger impact. I don't know. That's a fly ball, right center. Springer's got it, the right fielder. He makes the catch. Norby flies out to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Orioles 4, Toronto 0. Holiday. Celebrate. All right. That does it for that, Lucky. Another one bites the dust. Let me take another look at that Yankee score. Damn those Yankees. Stop winning. Come on, Minnesota, score. For crying. Didn't he win like 10 games in a row last month? Do something. You're killing me. I got you, base. I got you. Yeah, in that way I agree. Plus, it just makes sense to call up Norby in this spot because it's probably going to be a 1 week at most sort of a cup of coffee. I would expect the day Mateo is cleared to rejoin the team that Norby's probably going to get taken back down. I mean, unless he goes on an absolute tear. Like, I don't know, if he somehow works in another 8 at-bats to 12 at-bats, if he gets like 6 to 8 hits, then he might have to think about something. But I'll be right back. All right. Where the hell am I? That's me. There I am. Hi, everybody. Hey, it's Dollar Dog Night in Toronto. Get a hot dog for the price that it ought to be. $1. All right, here we go. It's going to be Bo Bichette to lead it off here against Corbin Burnes in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch is swung on and fouled back. Burnes coming right at him with that 96-mile-an-hour cutter. Bichette walked his first time up. Burnes has scattered 3 hits plus that walk over the first 3 innings of the game without giving up a run yet. This one is lifted foul, and the count 0-2. I just feel with Holiday, when they want to call him back up, they want to call him back up to stay. And with this Mateo situation, again, it's a short-term situation. To bring up Holiday and then be forced to make a decision. With Norby, it's a lot easier just to send him back down. Maybe you might feel like it's unfair to Norby, but I'm sure he's also very happy to get a crack in the bigs. He's a major league player right now. There's a called strike 3 to Bichette on a pitch a couple inches off the outside. Bichette is stunned. But back to the dugout he goes. 1 out here in the 4th. As soon as I saw that Mateo was going on the concussion protocol list, I said Norby should be the call-up. It just makes more sense for the window of opportunity. Here's Turner. He takes one inside for ball 1. Justin Turner. Turner, I hardly know her. We don't need another hero, Turner. This one is high. 2-0 on Justin Turner. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th. The Orioles ahead 4-0 with a 4 spot back in the 3rd inning. Highlighted by a 3-run homer from Ryan Mountcastle. 2-0 pitch is a called strike. 2-1. Couples therapy for Mullins and Mateo. It was such a freak accident. I'm sure Mullins feels terrible. 2-1 pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike 2. Turner just frozen on that pitch. Yeah, Holiday is also working on some things, not just his batting stance, but also getting some play out in the outfield. Swing and a miss. 97-mile-an-hour cutter on the outside edge. Nothing you can do about it, Turner, but go back to the dugout. Burnes with his second strikeout of the inning. 2 down, nobody on. And that'll bring up George Springer. It wasn't anybody's fault. I mean, Mateo probably should have been a little more aware that he was within the range of the backswing of Mullins on deck. But it's nobody's real fault. It was just a freak accident. Springer with a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 0-1 the count. Tim, I'm a fountain of references here. This one is fouled away to the left. 0-2 on Springer. What audio did you not get? We don't need another audio. Yeah. Something in the dugout. Here's the 0-2 to Springer. Popped up. Will it be in play? First base side. Mountie near the dugout. He makes the catch right at the railing. Mountcastle grabs the third out right up against the dugout railing. He's just got to basically hop over it to take a seat in the dugout. This inning is over. We go to the fifth. Orioles 4, Blue Jays squat. All right. How you doing? Hey, folks, just as a reminder, this game tonight is being brought to you by the help of support from viewers like you. That's right. This channel hit 1,000, 4 or 5 days ago now. It's still ad-free. And I want to keep it that way for a little while as a thank you to all these initial 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, I will start to generate a little bit of revenue to help keep this channel going. But until then, it's all about support from people like you. So, folks, your likes, your subscriptions, some super chats if you're in the mood. And you can also be a BirdWatcher member, a Magic member. Again, it's not too much to offer you in the perks department, but right there below your screen next to subscribe, you might see a word that says join. You might see a few people like Janet here with a pair of binoculars as a little badge next to her name. That's the BirdWatcher binocular. You get that and some access to some fun emojis like a Tony Tater Tot or a Splash Zone or a Milkman emoji. We got a few. But it's really more about just helping out the channel. I rarely ever even promote it. I mean, let's be honest, folks. If you're with me on a nightly basis, how often do I promote the memberships? It's very, very rare. But it is another way to help out the channel and get a little something in return. Folks, if the idea of 17 cents a ball game on average to help support the channel sounds like a decent deal to you, well, that's how you do it. All right, so that's it for the sales pitch. Here we go to the top of the fifth. McCann is up there to lead off, and he takes a called strike, a questionable called strike on the outside. Out on batter interference his last time up. I thought it was strike 3 anyway, but I guess not. This one is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. The IRS took all of your revenue. Well, that's understandable. This one's hit in the air to right. Long run for Springer as he races toward the foul line, makes the catch. McCann is retired to begin the top of the fifth. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so it's only been 90 minutes, but now that it's in my head, next half inning, I'm going to refresh the stream and not have it go out on me in the middle of an at-bat. Gunnar Henderson is at the plate. And, folks, whenever Gunner's up, I don't care what is going on. We go over here as more people leave. I can't keep doing this to myself, folks. This one is a breaking ball low for ball 1. I mean, this is really starting to just be a little demoralizing. This is a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on for Gunnar. Next pitch is hit hard, right field. Get down, baseball. It will in the corner. At least a double for Gunnar, and that's all he's interested in right now. He's got himself a stand-up double, and the sprinklers are on with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. His 8th double of the season, and that'll bring up Adley Rutschman. I told you this is why I go to the sub screen. When Gunnar's up, the Raleigh is on. Yeah, this Henderson guy, pretty good. Pretty good. That ball was 107.8 miles an hour off the bat. Absolutely tattooed. Here's Rutschman. He's already got an RBI single tonight. Hey, the likes are up. Hey, Giants fan, how you doing? Welcome on in. Giants 56 with like 57. Uh-oh. What happened here? Either a balk or a pitch clock. It's got to be a balk. Because suddenly Gunnar's been awarded third base. And yeah, it's a balk. So just like that, the Blue Jays have to pull in their infield with 1 out. Gunnar at third and Adley at the plate. Breaking ball for a called strike. Oh and 1 on Rutschman. We're in the top of the 5th, folks. The Orioles ahead 4-0. Second game of 4. They won the first game. 0-1 is hit on the ground and through on the right side, a base hit. Adley Rutschman rack up another RBI as Gunnar can cross the plate with ease, and the Orioles now lead it 5-0. That was 102 off the bat. Just another squared up baseball hit on the ground through the right side past the diving glove of Justin Turner. 5-0 Baltimore. Adley puts on his oven mitt. And here's Mountie. Folks, put those mountains and castles in the chat. There's a pitch off the plate, low and away for ball 1. You are a great commentator, BirdWatcher. Well, thank you, Shantae. That's the hope. That's the hope. That I just do what I can do, and the channel will grow and take care of itself. 1-0 pitch is lifted foul behind the plate. 1-1 the count. 5-0 Baltimore. This has been a complete performance so far in the first half of this ball game. Solid pitching, solid hitting, solid defense. And the 1-1. Here it is. That one's drilled. Mountie's admiring it. Boy, that ball's flying out of here into the second deck to deep center. Bye, birdie. Mountie has reached the highest of castles. 443 feet to dead center. An absolute bomb here in Toronto. And the Orioles now lead it 7-0. My goodness, that ball jumped off the bat. A cannon shot. I'll steal a line from another commentator. That ball had a family. And I mean past tense. Oh, my God, Adley going for a high five, and Mountie was leaving him hanging for a sec. That was a little bit cringe. I need that as a gif. They both took a drink from the homer hose. Here's Santander, ground ball up the middle. Bichette's got it over to first in time for out number 2. So Mountie and Adley, they go hit the homer hose, and after they take a drink, Adley sticks his high five hand up and just left hanging there by Mountie. It was a fun little exchange. My goodness. All right, 2 down here in the top of the 5th. The Orioles are now ahead comfortably, 7-0. Jordan Westburg now at the plate. A lucky 7. One and 0 on Westy. Swing and a miss. Chris is wondering where education is. We don't need no education, do we? This one's in there for a called strike. 1 and 2 on Westburg. 2 down, bases empty. The Orioles tacking on some more runs here. Mountcastle once again. What a night. 5 RBI on 2 home run. And we're not even halfway through this ball game. It's been bird on bird violence. Normally I don't condone such things, but what are you going to do? It's nature, folks. Let nature take its course. Education went back to school. Let me guess. He's going to Lincoln Technical Institute. He's going to get his degree in what do you call it? Let me look at this Homer hose drink. Adley puts up let me see. There it is again. Why did you leave Adley hanging like that, Mountie? Damn, nature, you scary. What is that? Is that a boll weevil? Damn, nature, you scary. Can we get the 1040? For Christ's sake, folks. All right, look. Enough of the nice guy act. All right, here's where we hit that 1,000, right? Do you see the sort of path, the sort of, I don't know, what do you call that? Like a 20-degree angle? Then we had that big night. And look at this flat line, folks. It's taken 3 days trying to get to 10 subs. I mean, what? Three subs a night? I'm not going to be able to do this for more than this season, I think, if that's going to... Thank you, 1040. I mean, I know I pretty much just begged for 1040. We'll get off the screen for a minute, all right? We got the 1040. I mean, just to let you guys know, it ain't like they are... Dude, 1,000 people have checked in already tonight, all right? 1,000. 1,000. 130 plus here right now. So I know I'm not talking to the same people over and over again. You're out there. Come on in. The water's warm. I'm not going to bite you. You'll be fine. Look, I know this concept might be a little crazy for some people to handle, but to actually help out a do-it-yourself channel with a regular person is actually a little bit more rewarding than, I don't know, going the corporate way. You know? Help out the little man. All right, bottom of the 5th. Here we go. 8, 9, and 1 due up with Varsho up first, and he looks at a curveball for a called strike from Corbin Burnes. Burnes doing just fine on 63 pitches. Next pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right. 0-2 the count on Varsho. Congrats. Thank you, sir. And by the way, Frank, with the letter W in your name, all I can see with my eyes is 10W40. I feel like I got to fill out my tax forms. This one is hit on the ground. Gunner's got it. No, that's Westburg, in fact. Well, I guess they had the shift on. Westy, pretty much in the shortstop position, makes that play. And he gets the out. Nice job there by Westburg. Oh, by the way, here's some news you guys might like. Some of you might have heard me talk about that I needed to up getting a new laptop put it at the top of priorities of upgrades for the channel. This one's popped up the left. Hayes is standing there and waiting. He's got it for 2 down. A quick second out by Connor Norby. 2 down, nobody on, back to the top of the order for Schneider. So, yeah, get this, folks. I bit the bullet. I went into town. I went into the TechCom building where you get all your computer goods. It's a bit of a Wild West show out there, but I brought my laptop with me. I found a place that sold a AC power plug. Here's Schneider taking a called strike. And I tested it right there on site, made sure it worked. I bought it. It only set me back about $30. So that's taken care of for now. So now the emphasis is back on the chair. Folks, that's right. Your boy's going to get a chair soon. Swing and a miss. And the count now 0-2. Why am I going to get a chair, you ask? Because not only has it been making me sore sitting in it during the game, I'm now unable to sleep through the night without back pain. I'm now waking up with a hurt back. It took me an hour to basically work my way out of it this morning. 1-2 the count now on Schneider. So yeah, I'm getting that chair, and I'm getting it soon. Here's a swing and a miss, and Schneider strikes out. Burnes is through 5, scoreless. Just 3 hits and a walk. All 4 of those runners left on base. The Orioles have only left 1 man on with 7 runs. Yeah, my back can't wait. Burnes' pitch count is on 70. Okay, Chris, I'd say he's on pace to probably get through 7. Certainly through 6 and it start the 7th. Unless he really gets into a jam. It will be 2, 3, and 4 due up next time around. So I would guess that would be the toughest of the 2 innings, if that's the case. Tonight on One Day at a Time, Schneider strikes out again. Oh, man. Yeah, I gotta just shop for it. Because really, the thing for the chair is that there's no place for me to go to get what I need, like, around the corner. And it'd probably make more sense for me to order it offline. But then, like, what are the shipping costs for something like that? It's got to be insane, right? I don't know. Did we all come to a conclusion of what the price range should I be looking? I really don't know anything about this stuff. If I'm looking for one of those typical YouTube streamer looking chairs, gamer type chairs, with all the padding and it's like on wheels, it's sort of a desk chair, but with a little more to it. $500? Is it really $500? Damn. I remember I got one of my first cars for that much. Rich Corinthian leather. Mountie beating the Reds like a redheaded stepchild. Yeah, we can go ahead and give Mountie player of the game, I think. I think it's safe to say. 2 for 3, 2 homers, 2 runs scored, 5 driven in. They are really expensive. All right, well then, do I have another is there another, option? Do I have to be like every other YouTuber or streamer and get that same damn chair that they all get? I'm just worried about my back and my butt, It doesn't have to be all fancy. This one's fouled back by Austin Hayes. Okay, Hayes, I'm not going to miss this at bat. I apologize for missing your double last time up. Hayes is up here leading off the top of the 6th. And he takes one inside, and that got him. By the way, Bowden Francis still out there on the mound. He's 43 pitches in. I don't get it. He's thrown more pitches, and he's tossed more innings than the starter. Why didn't they just start him? If he's got more stamina in him. Anyway, that pitch grazes Hayes, and he'll take first base. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the milkman. And the first pitch to Cowser is fouled back. Only $100, says Robert. All right, so I've heard 100 and I've heard 500. So does that mean we're talking 300, somewhere in the middle? Because here's the other thing, folks. I'm a big boy. I need something that's going to be able to withstand 225, 230 pounds. 1-1 to Cowser is just... Oh, he got a called strike. Late call there. 1-2 on the outside edge. Hey, Rob A. You got off work early, but you might have missed all the scoring. You missed a touchdown, my friend. BookDoc says he has a shoddy chair that he inherited from a dumpster. Decked it out with pool floaties to make it comfortable. That's BookDoc. That sounds fancy as hell. Have you been on MTV Cribs? I think I've seen your place. Very tricked out. Here's Cowser going to the opposite field, and it'll slice back into the stands. Foul ball. 1-2 on the Milkman. That's right, fat boy. Thicker padding, 175, 200 max. All right, so if it's 200, to me, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, all right. And again, the other thing, folks, I don't know how long I'm staying at this apartment. I don't have possessions that I take around with me. That way I'm able to travel lightly and live on the cheap. So investing in something like this kind of means I better be sticking around, getting some use out of it. It is true. I'm living in the chair basically at this point. I gotta do it right. The bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing. 2-2 the count on Cowser. Still nobody out here. Top of the sixth. Francis about to throw his 50th pitch. Francis. Breaking ball. Fouled off to the right. Still 2-2. That's what I said. I like to sink my pink torpedo. Big bottom. A big bottom. Talk about mud flaps. My girl's got 'em. Hey, here's the 2-2. This one is fouled back. Hey, speaking of big bottoms, for all of you, yeah, the flat butt, you're like flat earthers, you flat butt community. I went back and I saw there was no glimpse of my tush on stream yesterday. You bunch of liars. You only talked about what you wanted to see. What you imagined. Hey, by the way, Connor Norby at the plate. 1 out, runner at first. First pitch to him is off the plate outside for ball 1. Come on, folks. Let's get Connor Norby a base hit. Enough joking around. By the way, Zach Pop, right-hander up and getting loose for the Blue Jays. I mean, this is the time to do it. There's a called strike on the outside edge. You got Bowden Francis out here. He's thrown 53 pitches already. I'm sure this is the max norm for him. It's time. It's time for Norby to get his first right here and now. This is a good spot. 1-1, no. First to throw back to first. Hayes back standing. Last night was funny. Robert, most nights are. Even in games where we might lose, I'll figure out a way to keep you guys entertained and try to keep that morale up, you know, because it's a long season. 1-1 pitch is popped up. Norby not going to get it done on that one. That is straight to center for out number 2. But hey, he put it in play. Again, he's looked better than Holiday at the plate. I know that's a low bar, but hey. I got a feeling we'll probably see Urias in the lineup tomorrow. I mean, Urias kind of deserves it. All right, McCann is at the plate. 2 down, runner at first. He takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. Voice getting a little scratchy. No, you didn't, my friend. No, you did not. I went back and I went frame by frame. I used forensics. There was not even a hint of crack. This one's off the outside, 2-0 the count. You couldn't even see my boxers. Tell me what they were. Tell me the color. You don't know. You never saw them. 2-0 McCann, and the next pitch is lifted in the air pretty well to center, but plenty of room. And the catch is made for out number 3 as Varsho tosses it back into the stands. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's all Baltimore, folks. 7-0. And let me go ahead and refresh this stream now, because in about 8 minutes, it's going to just go out on me. So now I'm jumping ahead. I'm getting ahead of the problem now. That's right. I know what you're all about now. Look at that. I'm already ready already. I am already ready already. I didn't see the angle from the other cam. Ah, that must have been it. What do you got? You got one of those voyeur cams, the man? Now you're going to make me have to go check my toilet. Oh, boy. Now I'm looking around everywhere. Cameras everywhere. Yeah, have fun with that. Have fun with that, Cam. Yikes. Especially after scarfing down a Domino's pizza with garlic knots last night. Have fun. Yikes. All right, make sure you put that on IMAX. Giggity, giggity, giggity. I believe it. I believe it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 7-0 Baltimore. Again, coming in tonight, we are 12-4. We take this game 13-4 against the division. For heaven's sakes, are we going to win? Well, I hope so. To not win a game that you're up by a touchdown would be very, very... They're again showing that highlight of Adley waiting for a high five from Mountie. That is going to stick with me forever. Because what happened was Mountie took his little, it's like a plastic hose. Mountie took his sip and his little hose attachment just broke off. He just held it in his hand as Adley stood there waiting for a high five. It was all very awkward, and that's why I love it. Here's Danny Jansen. First pitch to him is a called strike. Corbin Burnes is out there for his 6th inning of work. That was pitch number 71. Where's James? James made it in tonight, Chris. He was one of the very first people to comment before there was even a first pitch. And I gave him a 24-hour ban. He didn't make it to first pitch tonight, unfortunately. He was going after a world record for being removed tonight, I guess. 2-1 the count as Burnes misses with a curveball. Oh, he just led right out with some ridiculous statement that just said, well, it's going to be 3 more hours of this. And I'm like, no thanks. If you're coming out before first pitch, I'm not in the mood. There's a called strike. 2-2 the count on Jansen, leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th. Yep, that was it, Rob. Rob's got it. Rob was here. That was the comment. We almost lost that game yesterday. I'm like, yeah, really? That's where we're starting? Here's a ground ball to third. Westberg's got it over to first in time. Another lovely play by Westberg in the field. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. Yeah, I didn't even get through the starting lineups. He's baiting. Well, let him bait. I mean, if the mission now is to show up before first pitch and get booted, go ahead. I got no problem. It takes me as much time as it takes you guys to hit the thumbs up button. Here's Vlad Guerrero. First pitch is inside for ball 1. The man, I'm guessing, but I think Westberg does at least have one error on the season. But I don't think more than that. And I'm not even sure if he does, to be honest. I just know he's looked very good out there at third base particularly, now that he's sort of made that position his own. 2-0 the count on Guerrero. There's a called strike, 2-1. 96 from Burnes. Pitch number 78 there. I mean, at this point, folks, 7-run lead. Just throw strikes. Keep it going here. 2-1 count. That ball's skied behind the plate. Foul ball, 2-2. The looser the waistband, the deeper the quicksand. That's what I said. Oh, man. I love Spinal Tap. So, I mean, it is one of the funniest movies ever and will always be one of the funniest movies. That is such a timeless, funny movie. Timeless. It's never going to not be funny. 3-2 pitch is swung on and popped up on the infield. Who's out there on second? That is Norby, of course. On the outfield grass, makes the second out as Vladdy pops up. All right. It's time for our favorite Blue Jay. That's right. You know him, you love him. It's the Tick. First pitch is outside for ball one. Want to know the count on White Grimace. And the next pitch is again off the plate a little bit outside. 2-0 the count now on Summer Santa Claus. Here's the next pitch. That's in there for a strike. Make the count now 2-1 on Grizzly Adams. Crystal Meth Santa. Called strike 2. 2-2 the count on Wilford Brimley's free diabetes testing supplies guy. Diabetes. There's a called strike 3. And that was a heavy, heavy strike with heavy, heavy results. Boy, that's going to weigh heavy on Vogelback's mind. And, yeah, folks, I don't mean to joke about diabetes. I mean, diabetes is a epidemic, especially in the U.S., so don't take it as anything personal, my friend. A lot of people living with it. But that doesn't mean we can't have a little fun with Wilford Brimley's old diabetes commercials. Diabetes. Get your diabetes. You know the thing about Wilford Brimley was that he was 80 years old for like 45 years. It's amazing. You go back and watch the movie Cocoon. Anybody remember the movie Cocoon? 80s, mid-80s Ron Howard movie. Old age home. Had some older actors in there. And, yes, he had like Don Amici. I can't remember. Jessica Tandy. Lots of old actors. Plus Wilford Brimley. Wilford Brimley in that movie was barely 50. But he's buddy with everybody else. And like... Another 30 years goes by, and he looks exactly the same. We lost him relatively recently, I guess, but Wilford stuck around a long time. Yeah, that was the point, but my point is, my friend, was Wilford Brimley was probably 30 years younger than everybody else in the main cast. but they kind of treated him like he was like a part of the gang. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. He's always looked old, which I think is a good thing. If you're in Hollywood, he's always been 80. That's why when people tell me, they're like, hey, you look like, you sound like BW, like you're in your 60s. And I'm like, that's great. If I sound like I'm in my 60s now, and I have that sort of old-timey voice, I love it. I mean, I can keep doing that for another 20 years. You don't want some kid calling a ball game for you, do you? Here we go, top of the 7th. We've got the top of the order gunner up there with Zach Pop. Pop goes the weasel. First pitch from him is low for ball 1. 16th appearance on the season for Pop. 3.14 ERA. He's given up a few home runs in just 14 innings and a third. And that one is a called strike, low, but Pop gets the call. Gunner wasn't happy. So, my friend, you did see the high five cringe scene. Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one. 1-1 pitch is low, 2-1. Oh, I forgot. Gunner's at the plate. I don't care if we're up 7-0. When Gunner's at the plate, we go over here now. Hey, Rob, I'm sure it's up on Twitter. That's the kind of moment that Twitter probably is going to have a lot of fun with. And, folks, I'm never calling it X, just so you know. This one is foul back. Count is 2-2 on Gunner. I don't got time for this X nonsense. All right, 2-2 the count on Gunner. Leading it off here in the top of the 7th. Inside ball 3. Like, when it was called Twitter and you wanted to, send a message out to somebody, you would tweet, right? You would send a tweet. So now that it's X, what do you call a tweet? What is the X version of a tweet? As Henderson lays off low and away for ball 4. Anybody? It's a XXX? That's terrible. That's not easy to say. I just XXX'd you. A post? That doesn't even... A post is something you would do on a bulletin board in 1994. You see what I mean? There's no catchy little thing. I tell you what. What's the umpire pointing at here? I think he was telling Zach Pop to wait a sec and give Adley a chance to get into the box. Eloning. All right, that's probably the closest. I just Eloned someone. I hope he re-Elons me. Rutschman at the plate. He's 2 for 3 tonight. First pitch to him is low for ball 1. I thought Elon's name was some crazy combination of letters and numbers and wingdings and whatever. Yeah, it's Twitter. It's just Twitter. Leave well enough alone. The 1-0 pitch is upstairs, 2-0. Send a textia. All right. You see the man? Exactly. Thanks for proving my point. Just... Imagine buying like a completely established product and then rebranding it for no reason. This one's off the plate. 3-0 to Rutschman. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy this here Google and change it to Flim Flam. I like the name better. 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, so we would talk about it. Yeah, but does Elon really enjoy all the talk of being basically making fun of his branding change? I don't think it's the kind of talk he was hoping for. The 3-1 to Adley is outside, ball 4. So Zach Pop, apparently talking about Musk, has driven somebody away. But now we've got 2 runners on base and nobody out. So whoever left 1040 You're going to miss this rally. Sucks to be you. He loves negative press. All right, well, he got it. All right. All right, well, as long as he doesn't, buy the Orioles, I'll be fine. Here comes Mountcastle, folks. All right, folks, if there's a reason to get excited, this is it. The man's got 2 homers and 5 RBI already on the night, and there are 2 ducks out there on the pond. And Zach Pop has yet to really, he hasn't gotten anybody out yet. So lock in, people. First pitch is low for ball 1. I mean, a chance for Mountcastle to really get those numbers up, especially in that RBI department where it's been pretty low. He's been due for a night like this. The 1-0 is fouled back, 1-1. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Pop. By the way, if there's one thing you never want to see is when the Jays play the White Sox, when you got Pop versus Mendick. That's painful to watch. This one's on the ground, and a flip to second for 1 over to first. A double play, Mountcastle. Well, we're not going to hold it against you, Mountie. You've driven in 5 runs tonight, but 2 outs now with Gunnar now at third base. After that double play, 5-4-3. Mr. Rogers center. I like it. It's a beautiful day at the ballpark. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. Here's Santander taking one outside. Tonight 0 for 3. Come on, Anthony. Let's get one hit tonight. Try to keep that momentum going. Hello, Leah. Welcome in. This one's fouled back. And the count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down. Runner at third. I'll get you back to the other screen here in just a sec. Just hoping Santander can cash in this RBI with 2 down. Got a 1-1 count. And the pitch is inside and a little bit low. 2-1. Fat Boy's calling a home run. Two and 1 the count. Next pitch from Pop. Outside, 3-1. That was a good half a foot off the plate. Santander not even offering. With runners in scoring position, Santander's hitting .254 on the season. So there you go, folks. He hits okay when it matters most. We got a 3-1 count. And that ball's crushed. Right field, and that one is going to be up against the wall on a bounce. Springer had no chance. It was hit too hard to even try to catch. And Anthony Santander has got himself an RBI double. The Orioles extend the lead now 8-0. His 12th 2-bagger of the season. Gunnar coming in to score. I mean, that ball was turned on. I told you Tony needed a hit tonight. Well, there it is. Of the extra base variety. And the Orioles are pouring it on here. 8-0 here in the 7th. I got a feeling Burnes might not come out now. I think Burnes, now you say, let's get some low leverage guys out there. Let's get some innings eaten up and maybe give Burnes an inning off. Because Burnes is the guy that we're always pushing to pitch as much as he can. Westberg at the plate, he takes a called strike. Magic, 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 magic. Orioles magic. Feel it happen. This one's outside, 1-1. You see, Leah? You see what happened as soon as you subbed up and joined the Charm City chat? Leah, everybody give Leah a round of applause for bringing us a little bit of Orioles magic. The newest magic Charm City chat member. As somebody else just left. This one's hit on the ground. In the hole, it's short. Bichette with a long throw across his body in time. Wow. Very impressive play by Bo Bichette to retire Westberg. That looked like an infield hit off the bat, but Bichette with a fine play to win the inning. But the Orioles get her done again. Tony coming up with that RBI double. The Orioles now lead it 8-0 as we hit the 7th inning stretch. And, folks, I know we're not at home, but, folks, you got to be loving how this game's going. So why not put some cakes on the griddle? That's right, folks. Get your cakes in the chat. Get up and stretch. We got a lot to be happy about here. And everybody's loving Leah. Well, don't give Leah too much love. You might freak her out. She just got here, folks. Give Leah a chance to breathe. In fact, I need to get up and move around a little bit myself. All right? BW will be back in just a sec. Hey, can anybody see my butt right now? Is my butt showing? Hey, Larry. Everybody on my stream says they can see my butt. Hey, how is everybody doing? Everybody get your stretches in? I'm not quite 50 yet, but I can stretch and kick. Well, Corbin Burnes is out there for the 7th. Yeah, you know. It's a mild it's not even a criticism really. It's sort of a however you want to play it, but with an 8-0 lead, I probably would have said, Burnes, you're good. Keep that arm fresh for the next start. But here we go. Turner's up for the Jays, and he takes strike one. Justin Turner 1 for 2 with a single. I mean, this is still the third trip through the order here in the late innings, as this one's fouled away 0-2. My friend is still jamming out to some Spinal Tap. Hey, my friend, what about Stonehenge? We got to do Stonehenge, right? The 0-2 is pop foul out of play by Turner. Still 0-2. Another right-handed reliever up for the Jays is that Nate Pearson. Oh, 2 pitch is fouled straight back. Burnes now at 91 pitches. Long ago in a land before time. Oh, 2. Check swing. Appeal, and he went. And that was a weak half swing from Justin Turner. I mean, the Blue Jay dugout, they're upset that they called that a swing. And you know what? They've got a bit of a point. Wow. Talk about demoralizing. I mean, you're down 8-0. I feel bad for the Blue Jays on that call. I honestly do, knowing that it shouldn't have any effect on the outcome. Springer fouls this one away. 0-1 the count. as Turner is still looking upset there in the dugout. 0 for 2 tonight is Springer. Oh, that ball's tagged. That ball had a special sound off the bat, and that's a line drive home run to straightaway left field. George Springer gets the Blue Jays on the board as Corbin Burnes gives up his first mistake pitch of the ball game. That ball was 106 miles an hour off the bat, going 411 feet to left center field. The apparently washed up George Springer got one out of there from Corbin Burnes. Orioles 8, Blue Jays 1. And boy, I wish Jack or James are here to talk about how terrible we're doing right now after giving up that home run. Wow, here's a rare move. Brandon Hyde came out, but he didn't remove him. Hi. All right. Hopefully not every comment will come in threes. Yeah, we got CNL Perez and Jacob Webb. Lefty and righty getting loose in the mound. Hello, Justin. I've said hi. And unfortunately, I've got a bit of a quick hook right now. So one more hi, and it'll be bye. Dalton Varsho's at the plate. He is 0 for 2 so far tonight. First pitch fouled away. 8-1 Baltimore here in the bottom of the 7th. And this pitch is just a bit outside, apparently. 1 ball and 1 strike. Burnes needs just one more out to complete 7 innings. Trying to do it before he gets to 100 pitches. Here comes number 97. Low for ball 2. I'm going to go ahead and call, even though the number 9 hitter is due up next, I think this is going to be Burnes' last. Okay, Justin, what are you doing? I mean, that didn't take long, did it? What are you even doing, dude? All right, 3-1 the count as that pitch is in the dirt. I mean, here's a tip. If you're a troll, like, maybe don't give it away so soon. Do better. This one's popped up to left. Hayes is coming in, and he'll make the catch. The inning is over. 7 strong innings from Corbin Burnes. Yeah, he gave up a little mistake on a home run pitch here in the 7th, but it was a solo shot. The Orioles still out in front comfortably, 8-1. All right. We're going to the 8th. I'm going to try to hold out and not have a lucky until this game's over. By the way, the hat is going to go ahead and take a couple of nights off. Boy, folks, just to let you guys understand, here, I'll let you say hello to him if you want. Let you know he's still around. There he is. Hi, everybody. How you doing tonight? You guys miss me? You guys okay with me taking a little bit of time off and building up a little bit more energy for the next time you really need me? BW's got this, folks. I'm just here when you need me really, really bad. You can't abuse me, but you can use me. You just got to use me right. All right? This is the hat. Checking in. Anybody got any questions? What do you think of my puppet work? Does it look like I'm talking? All right. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody's help here on the BirdWatcher channel as we look to take this ball game down. I'm going to go ahead and rest up now. Thanks. I'm just checking in with everybody. Good to see you. Oh, I see you over there. I see you. Hey, you. You over there. You haven't said hello to the hat. How you doing? Huh? All right. All right, I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. All right. The hat, everybody. The hat. Checking in. Letting everybody know all is well and good in Birdland. The hat is just taking a little bit of time off. Going to be there for us when we really need him. The hat's going to save up a lot of energy for September and October. I can tell you that much. All right, top of the 8th. Who we got? Who's batting? Who's pitching? Pearson is out here. Appearance number 24. He's got an ERA just a hair over 4. Opponent's hitting 241 off of him. And is that Austin Hayes up first? Indeed it is. So it'll be Hayes followed by Cowser and Norby. Hey, Norby's going to get his 4th time up. That's what I'm waiting on. Come on, Norby. Get a hit tonight. Hayes with a hard hit ball to third. Guerrero with a clean pick and a strong throw across the diamond to get Austin Hayes. 1 down here in the 8th. Corbin Burnes looking at his iPad. I mean, surely his day is over. Guess he's just taking a look at some of the moments in the ball game for him to... He's shaking his head right there. You got to love it. He's sitting there sort of grading his own performance seconds after just finishing up. Modern technology, folks. Want to know the count on Colton Cowser? Folks, throw some moos in the chat. Make it quick. This one's up and away, 2-0. I mean, folks, just because we got a nice 7-run lead, it doesn't mean we don't let the milkman know that we're watching. He's been in a bit of a funk. Average down into the 240s. Actually, in the 230s make it. His average is down in the 230s. Yeah, he needs some help, folks. 2-1 the count on the milkman. Pitch. Outside, 3-1. All right, hitters count. And the 3-1 is on its way. Upstairs for ball 4. So Cowser gets a free pass. No hits tonight, but he has made a contribution. He gets on base. A 1-out walk. The Blue Jays, just a bunch. It's like 40,000 people, and they're just all filled up with hot dogs. I mean, the entire province of Ontario probably smells like hot dog farts tonight. Here's a pitch up and into Norby. That's right, folks. The BirdWatcher knows how to paint a picture. It's the kind of thing Vin Scully would bring up, I'm sure. There's a called strike. 1-1 on Norby. I mean, folks, if the whole damn ballpark is filled up on hot dogs, I don't want to be in that ballpark. The 1-1 pitch is outside to Norby. 2-1. Come on, Connor. Got a runner on base. You've seen a few at-bats now. The nerves are done. Let's show them what you got, kid. We know you got something special in you. This one's hit high in the air, deep to left field. How special is this? Bye, birdie! Connor Norby, first major league hit, first major league homer, first major league RBIs, a 2-run shot. Welcome to Baltimore, kid. 370 feet to left field. He gets a giant hug from Cowser. Connor Norby making a statement. There it is. The Orioles now lead it 10-1. Get some. Leah called it. Leah, you didn't break the cardinal rule of saying that before it happened, did you? Leah, I know you're brand new. Just so you know, do not spoil anything that happens and type it into chat before I've called it, okay? Not saying that's what happened, but again, if you're new, it might be something you need to know. James McCann at the plate, and the count is 0-1. 10-1 Baltimore now in the top of the 8th. Yep. With one swing, he is out outdone everything that Halladay did during his, 3 weeks up? Kind of said it as it happened. Well, just to be safe, folks. Just to be safe. Try to hold back a second or two. Hey, McCann with a base hit. That's the 9th hit of the ballgame. Folks, the Orioles have only left a couple of men on base and scored 10 runs along the way. They've left less men on base than the Blue Jays have. 10-1. That's right. We're number 1. So now it's back to Gunnar. 5th time through the order. And this pitch is low and in. Henderson's only had 2 actual at-bats. He's been walked twice. So 1 for 2 with a double, 2 walks. He did strike out back in the first. This pitch is low, 2-0. So this game pretty much going on paper the way you would think. When you looked at these pitching matchups we had, Corbin Burnes up against basically the Blue Jay bullpen. And this is kind of what you should expect. The 2-0 to Gunnar is outside, ball 3. How about another walk for Gunnar? Man, I got to see the walk leaderboard, and I want to see a graphic that shows the walks Gunnar's collected over the season. Because I'm telling you, in the past 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, the walks have just gone up like crazy. There's a called strike, 3-1. I mean, it's like the league just doesn't want to pitch to him. They're afraid to pitch to him, even though he does have a high strikeout rate. But that's only going to help his on-base percentage. This one is foul back. And the count is 3-2. That's right. We've got a touchdown and a field goal on the board. Hey there. Is that Chippy and BJ Official? This one is grounded foul off to the right. How you doing? You toured Camden Yards earlier. Beautiful ballpark. Yeah, we are looking like Murderers Row tonight, aren't we? Pool's in the house. Get your popcorn ready. Hey, Kyle Stowers has got a batting helmet on. Maybe he'll be up to hit. It would make sense. Rutschman is DHing tonight as Gunnar strikes out. So the thought here is Stowers will probably pinch hit and stay in the DH and let Adley have the rest of the night off. That would be my guess. Let's see if that's what happens. Yeah, we got a 187 in progress up here in Rogers Center. 2 down here in the 8th. And I guess I was wrong. Rutschman does bat. Stowers was shown with a helmet on. Maybe he was just trying to get Brandon Hyde to plant a idea in his mind. Like, hey, get me in the ball game, will you? 0-1 on Adley. And a swing and a foul back. And the count 0-2. I mean, why not? It does make sense to me. Adley's done what he needed to do tonight. We've got a comfortable lead. Give Stowers an at-bat. It's the DH spot. Doesn't really matter. But that's just me. 0-2 on Adley. And he swings and misses. So down goes Adley on 3 strikes. I bet you Stowers would have done better. Somebody cut Adley from the team. I'm sick of Adley Rutschman striking out to end innings. Enough already. All right, folks, we're going to the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles have blown the lid off of this one with a Connor Norby 2-run bomb. Welcome to the Bigs, Norby. Oh, man. I don't know what to do about a nickname for Norby because Norby already sounds like a nickname. You know what I'm saying? Like it's short for like Norbert or Norbertson or something. And then you'd be like, hey, Norby. Norbs? Just Norbs? That's really scraping the bottom of the barrel, but I guess that's all we got. Norbs. First of all, that sounds like some kind of STD. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten the case of the Norbs back in high school once. I was out for about a week. Gumby? I don't know if Norby would like knobs. All right, I brought up a terrible topic for conversation. These potential Norby nicknames are not cutting the mustard yet. Yep, all of those guys still in the minors. But I mean, like Bradfield. Bradfield's still another full year. For me, Enrique Bradfield is a guy you might see as a September call-up, like at the end of next season. That's probably, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think he's got a little bit of ways to go. Same with Basayo, really. It depends. I mean, he's been battling some injuries, and that's certainly stunting his development, and they're still trying to figure out exactly where they want to play him. So Basayo might be a bit of a McDermott. I don't know about. Hopefully he works out. I think Povich is the better bet out of the arms down there. But Mayo, yeah, Mayo's my guy. Mayo is the guy I've been waiting on. I really feel like he's going to absolutely crush baseballs for a long time, like 30-plus homer seasons, one after the other. Here's IKF with Jacob Webb out in the mound now to wrap things up for the Orioles, hopefully. Well, maybe not. It's only the 8th inning. What am I talking about? He's out here for the 8th, 29th appearance of the season. Hit on the ground, left side, backhanded by Westberg, long throw, and a pick by Mountie. Boy, I tell you what, these two, they're like conjoined twins separated by 100 feet or so. They are in each other's minds. One out here in the 8th. And Schneider back up for his 4th plate appearance. 1 for 3. Fouls the first pitch back. 10-1 Baltimore, folks. This second game, dare I say, looking pretty good for us, which means we are going to guarantee at worst a split on the road against a division team with a very high probability of taking 3 and maybe a shot at a sweep. Here is a pitch popped up, first base side, foul ground. Mountie's got it. And there's 2 down. By the way, Kyle Stowers is now in the ball game as a defensive replacement for Santander out in right field. And if memory serves, Santander was going to be due up next in the 9th, so Stowers should see an at-bat in the top half of the next inning. Danny Jansen at the plate now, 2 down, nobody on. He fouls one back. How's everybody doing? Westberg needs to show a little bit more effort on defense. I don't know if I'm getting trolled right now. I'm honestly not sure. Because that seems like a genuine comment, but it also sort of makes me perplexed. Hey, Nick Vespi, a lefty, is up for the Orioles. This would be a good game to get him in. This ball's hit to Westberg. He handles this one across the diamond in time, and Westberg does it again. I liked that effort shown by Westberg as the Orioles in the 8th inning. Oh, man. We go to the 9th. It's 10-1 Baltimore. All right. Westberg needs a gold glove. Okay. Well, tees and shorts. I'm not sure how long you've been around the BirdWatcher channel, but you're not going to find a bigger fan or supporter or rabble-rousing promoter of Jordan Westberg than your boy right here sitting in this awful chair. I've been singing the praises of Westy now since the very early days. You could see it. I just started watching him, doing this thing, watching every game, and his plate approach, he is so far developed as a hitter, at the plate in terms of working counts, fouling pitches off, pitching or hitting with 2 strikes without, it being a big deal for him. Situational hitting, going with the pitch. He's shown power to all fields. Just absolutely impresses me beyond my wildest dreams, this Westberg. I mean, he's on pace right now, folks, for somewhere around 27, 28 homers and about 95, 96 RBI with an average flirting at 300 and playing a pretty damn good defense. I mean, that's not quite MVP numbers, but that is like top 15 or something. He'll get a vote. I don't think anybody predicted that back in the spring. All right, Tim Meza, the lefty, is going to come on here for the Blue Jays. Wait, the man, isn't that Elon Musk's kid's name? A2 plus B2 equals C2 on 127 FT? I think that's his kid's name. Hey, Ryan Mountcastle with one more shot at a big night. First pitch to him is off the plate. No, they call it a strike. Okay, so we're in what do you call it? Skunk rules umpiring, where the strike zone is going to get pretty wide here for Baltimore. 0-1 the count on Mountie. And going back outside again is Meza. Why not? But he tries to get another inch or two from the ump, and the ump isn't having it. Ump's like, look, dude, I already gave you off the plate. I'm not going to give you that far off. 1-1 the count. And this one's chased outside by Mountcastle. 1-2. All right, there is way too much high-end mathematics going on in chat. So it's way over my head. This one's hit on the ground. Guerrero picks it cleanly over to first in time for out number 1. I will say this. Guerrero looks comfortable over there at third. I had some questions marks about it. By the way, Albert Suarez is going to be on the mound tomorrow. There he is in his hooded sweatshirt. Man, every time I see Albert, he is stoic. He just looks composed. There's something regal about the man. I don't know what it is. I love Albert Suarez. Those are my guys, Albert Suarez and Jordan Westberg. I don't know why. I took a liking. I took a shine to him. Here's Kyle Stowers. First pitch is a ball. Lefty on lefty matchup here. And he takes inside 1-1. So not the most optimal situation for Kyle. Coming off the bench, having to face a lefty in a wide open ball game in the 9th. 2-0 the count. And that one's hit on the ground. Second base. Schneider has it over to first, and Stowers grounds out for out number 2. Hey, hey, hey. It's Bad Albert. And I'm going to pitch a game for you. Here's Westberg for his final trip to the plate tonight. He's 0 for 4. Here I am hyping the man. He's probably the only guy in the lineup without a hit. That might not be true. We've only got 9 hits. There might be somebody else without one, but come on. Aren't you due here, Jordan? 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. I'm sorry, Curtis. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but you didn't tell me you were going to have your bullpen against Corbin Burnes and yank the starter after 2 innings. This ball is, wow, a diving catch by George Springer on a soft fly to shallow right field. He comes in with a head-first diving grab, And boy, Springer might be washed up, but that looked like a guy giving his best effort. I mean, Springer, he's got the only offense tonight, a home run, and now giving you the defensive play of the game for Toronto with that catch. So that's it for Westy's hitting streak. He'll be okay. He'll start another one tomorrow. We're going to the bottom of the ninth, folks. The Orioles ahead 10-1. I think we're going to see Nick Vespi mop it up for this final inning and get some work in. Folks, every time I go to the screen, the number goes, honestly, I don't know what to do. We're averaging 5 a night now. Like, wow, major drop off all of a sudden. 5 a night? I guess I'm doing it wrong. 1,500 people. 1,500 people? Folks, give me some pointers. Other than the obvious, maybe the obvious is ABW. Just don't ever mention it ever again. And maybe that'll help. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. What do I got to do here? What have I done? Has this been a bad call? Hey, you're welcome, my friend. Have a good night's sleep. Don't worry, we got this game. The O's have a lot of special talents. Mateo, the much maligned, who sometimes wins games by himself. Mounty due for a gold glove. Urias, a benched gold glove. I love my team. I love my team too, Book Doc. You're not wrong. We might be hitting the limits of our fan base. I totally disagree, my friend. I think it's more about just convincing people that, I'll tell you right now, the Phillies version of this channel, they got more than twice as many people, but it just took an extra year to get there. It's going to take time. I like that you can be excited about the other team. I'm serious. Too many announcers just don't. I mean, look, folks, I look at the big picture. Everything is all about getting an Orioles win, but if there's a moment in the ball game that is either an impressive play by the other team or a call that's really terrible, I'm going to call it fairly. Here's Ernie Clement to pinch hit against Vespi. First pitch is swung on and hit to shallow center, and a lunging grab by Cowser on a sprint in toward the infield. One pitch, one out. Very nice. Janet, I've only got the small one behind me, and that's all I could afford. If I told you how much I spent for that tiny little orange poster to the side of my head, you'd probably tell me I need my head examined. But that was my budget for O's merch. Here's Alejandro Kirk, folks. We've got another big boy at the plate. Want to know the count on him? Next pitch is a called strike from Vespi 1-1. Alejandro Kirk, right-handed hitter. Basically, if you took Vogelback and put him on the other side of the plate, you'd have this guy. And Kirk thought he had called for time. The umpire did not give it. It was a breaking ball in the outside corner, and it's a called strike. And now Kirk calls for time and is given time. Wow. That was embarrassing. The 1-2 is tapped back in front of the plate. McCann is up. He's got it and throws out Kirk at first. 2 down in the ninth, folks. 1 more out to go. The Orioles up by 9. I think we got this one. Patience, Grasshopper. Trust me, a lot of stuff with streaming is random and you can't control it at all. You know, you're going to be doing this every day anyway, so just focus on the craft. It's already great to chill here. Hey, that's a solid comment. Solid stuff. 2 down here for Bichette. And this one is fouled back. Folks, I'm just being honest. When it comes to, the state of the channel, it's it's something that I just wanted to work so badly, and I get it. Maybe I get a little too excited, but that's just me. It's the same enthusiasm I bring to watching my Orioles. Here's a line drive over the glove of Norby into center for a 2-out hit from Bichette. So the Jays keep the game alive for at least one more batter. So, yeah, I mean, again, I haven't put on ads yet. I had the first couple of nights after we hit 1,000 where I was like, I'm not even going to talk about subs. Everybody take a break. This one is fouled away by Turner. He is 1 for 3 tonight. 2 down here for the Jays. They've got a runner at first base. But a long, long, long way to go. The 0-1 is lifted foul off to the left, and the Jays are down to their final strike. Last chance to get your dollar hot dog in the Rogers Center concourse. Maybe they've been marked down to 50 cents. The 0-2 is just a little bit up, maybe a little bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Folks, stick around after this final out. We've got a few things to go over to get you ready for tomorrow's game. Swing and a miss. Oh, never mind. It's a foul tip as the ball rolls behind the plate. Turner's still alive, as are the Jays, but barely a heartbeat left here. 10-1 Baltimore in the bottom of the 9th. 1-2 on Turner. Vespi's pitch is a breaking ball hit in the air to right, backing up on it, still backing up, and up against the wall is Stowers as he makes the catch to win the ball game. Stowers with the ball at the wall. The Orioles have won it 10-1. 10 runs on 9 hits, no errors, just 4 men left on base. The Blue Jays 1 run on 5 hits. They left 5 on base. They did not have an error. The Orioles are now 39-20, folks. A win tomorrow puts us at 40-20, right back on 2 out of 3 wins. That's the kind of pace you want, and that's the kind of pace we're on. Now 18-8, 10 games over 500 on the road. And also now, what is it, 13-4 against the division, 9 games over 500 against the division. Folks, what more do you want from your Orioles? Ryan Mountcastle with a huge night. But I'm really on the fence about who to give the player of the game to because my boy Connor Norby came up, got his first major league hit, and he did it in style with that 2-run bomb. I don't know. You know what, folks? If you're still here right now, this is something I don't do often. Let's put up a poll, shall we? Here's the poll. Who is your player? Can I type? I can't type. Of the game. Oh, my God. I can't type. All right. Are you going with Mountie? What are you doing? What is this thing doing? Oh, for God's sakes. Just work. Are you going for Mountie or are you going for Norby? All right, here comes the poll. For God's sakes. All right, while you guys tackle that, let's take a look again at the box score. Getting the win is Corbin Burnes. Why not? He was immaculate for the most part. 7 innings of just 4 hits and a walk. 1 earned run. He gave up that solo shot in the final inning. 5 strikeouts along the way. His ERA is now down to 2.26. Folks, we're talking Cy Young numbers here. Jacob Webb and Nick Vespi come out for the final 2 innings, giving up just 1 hit between them and nothing else. As looks like Connor Norby just got a little bit of a drenching there by Colton Cowser as Norby's getting interviewed after getting that first major league hit and home run tonight. Your offense tonight, folks, I mean, everybody in your starting lineup besides Westberg did something. Gunnar had a hit and scored 3 runs. Boy, both times he got walked, he came around to score. Rutschman had a 2-hit night, 2 runs, 2 RBI. Mountie with the big night with a couple of home runs, including a 3-run shot that really set the tone early. Santander 1 for 4 with an RBI double. I believe it was a double. Again, McCann went 0 for 5. Hey, not McCann, excuse me. Westberg went 0 for 5. But hey, you know, he's my boy. Just like the hat, Westberg getting the night off. Austin Hayes coming back with another hit. He's in the 200s, folks. Cowser, that average is dropping. It's at 234, but he did score a couple of runs tonight. Got on base a couple of times. Connor Norby, once again, folks. One hit, the first of his major league career. A 2-run shot to left. And James McCann even pinched in with a hit to get his average above 200. All right. Now let's look at tomorrow's ball game. Start time, pitching matchups, and then we'll get on out of here, okay? I'll check on that, the poll here in a sec. Looks like Mounty's crushing it. Tomorrow night, folks. Hey, it's Bad Albert. And when I say bad, I mean bad as in good. Albert Suarez back out on the mound as a starter tomorrow night against Jose Barrios, who is a pretty good pitcher himself. This is probably the toughest of the 4 starters we've got in this here series. So it should be quite the matchup. Barrios already with 9 decisions, a 2.78 ERA, a solid whip. He has given up 10 home runs, but he's already up to 74 innings, so that's not as bad as it might seem. Suarez, however, I mean, look at those numbers. It's only 34 1/3 innings, but you can't help that. It took him a while to get a chance, but ever since he's gotten it, how good has he been? The only bugaboo I would say is 10 walks and 34 1/3. That's about 3 per 9, maybe more like 3 per 10, 3 per 11. I don't know. Maybe a couple less walks. Other than that, though, I like it. All right. That pretty much does it then. So come on back tomorrow, folks. Same start time as tonight and the night before. 7:07 p.m. Eastern is the first pitch. I'll be on the air at 6:55 p.m. Folks, what happened with the New York Yankees? What happened with that? I'm sure it's not what I want to see. I'm sure. Even the Phillies came back to win. I mean, come on, huh? Where is it at? Yankees 5, Twins 1. Boston lost. The Mets are over and the Phillies are over. So I got nowhere to send you guys. That's going to do it for me. So one look at the poll says Mounty is our player of the game. You know what? That's fine. I can go along with that. I'll follow the herd. Ryan Mountcastle, folks, your player of the game. But, folks, Connor Norby got a nice little representation there, 22%. So good on him. Hey, Rhino. Rhino is in the house. What's good? I'll tell you what's good. About the last 3 hours of baseball, but unfortunately, I'm seconds away from signing off. Rhino, you got a stream going on at this very moment? Because if you do, I'll send some people on over. Otherwise, your boy needs to sign off and maybe have himself a lucky. It's been another long morning of calling a baseball game. Hey, if 90 people are here, if 2 of you haven't hit that like button, maybe smack it on the way out of here, and we can get the like count up to 80. Well, that would be fantastique. Okay. Norby keeps getting these hits. He's going to be player of the game. Yeah, maybe Norby won't get player of the game tonight, but maybe he'll get it tomorrow. Let's see. Or the night after. Thank you, Janet. And also, again, a big thank you to all the mods in chat. A lot of them are right here, right now. Card Crazed, Rhino, Janet, also Christina. Thank you, everybody. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Tuesday night. That's going to do it for me, folks. This has been the BirdWatcher, and I'll chirp at you later. Have a good night, everybody.